Right, so hello viewers and welcome back. So it's now turn number, I believe, 4 now, and it's day number, we're June 27th here now, and it's right around 2 a.m. inside the morning, so it's a night battle. And from the looks of it, I mean, from what I remember from our last battle, we managed to make a few moves and namely fight 4 battles, and I think we ended off with a tank clash over here between some Cromwell tanks going up against those Panzer H's. So let's see what we can do here for moving forwards. Now, starting off, it looks like we don't have any support units for this particular battle, and like I said, I had wanted to hurry up the pace here, so what I want to try to do here is that I want to grab this point 100 tile here is the main objective. I'm going to see whether or not we can perhaps make a few movements towards there. The reason being is that, as you may have noticed, this icon over here, this little green triangle, indicates that there's a hill at point 100, and the map will be littered with a few of these specialty zones, and from that hill, and also from hill 112 here, and I think those are the only, well, no, hill 113 over here as well. I think those are actually, well, now with the inclusion of the third bit, I think those are the only hill locations, and these locations are fairly valuable in that they give you they're fairly defendable locations themselves, but B, they provide you with a line of sight on the campaign map far away rather than what we see here, which is obviously only one tile away. So with that said, let's see. So I mean, we have tanks and we have infantrymen, of course, inside this cityscape. There's 2 units here, so I mean, either way, they have more fighting strength than anything that we can put down. I think what I'll do here is that, again, we're going to try to shift our units and we're going to try to move forwards as best as we can. And I think what I'll do first and foremost is I'll get the tank squadron here to relieve the troops. Hopefully we'll be able to make, let's see, some faster progress inside the orchards tile over here. In the cityscape over here, I think we had some decent luck taking out Panzer H's amongst other things inside this area, because I don't remember that battle being terribly bloody, but also neither terribly successful. Now, in the meantime, what I think I'll do is that I'll just fight the battle inside the town here as best as we can, and I'll try to see whether or not we can get more units to bypass them. Namely, I want to start to funnel tanks and supplies down here, so we'll get those 2 units to move. Let's see, this unit can probably shift over, and I'm going to check the reinforcement timer here, because that's also one of the things that you can do. And it looks like on turn number 3, what'll happen, we're 6 o'clock inside the 27th day here of June. It looks like we're getting 3 more units of reinforcements, and well, if these tiles here are still occupied by the time that you get by the time that these reinforcements are scheduled to show up, they'll just simply be pushed back 1 tile. Rather 1 turn, and of course if they're still blocked, they'll do that. For enemy units, I'm pretty sure at one point, though, for the AI, they do get destroyed if you were actually, maybe not destroyed, but maybe kept back indefinitely. I'm just checking over here to see whether or not we can possibly see the enemy's reinforcement schedules. I mean, it's an operational game, so we might be able to, but I think those are yeah, those are our movements for this turn, actually. Where is... yeah, these guys should be going down here. These tanks over here should be swapping like that. And overall, we will get the show on the road here, and we'll send out those orders. So, our troops are going to move. It looks like they're also swapping a few units, not that it matters for the battle's sake. And let's see. So, the movement results are in. And it looks like, yeah, things are pretty much fine, so we managed to move into some new tiles. Namely, we see, ooh, yikes, quite a powerful division over here inside this tile, and I believe this will be a attacking mission for us. Yeah, so that will be quite a fight. Namely, because it looks like they have a reconnaissance brigade over here, made out of light vehicles. Mind you, they have some 88mm guns from the looks of it, and they're also bringing in Tigers, amongst other things, into the campaign here. So we'll be able to see some of those elite units, if you will, later on. Definitely bring in quite a lot of firepower. So let's get the first battle on the row here, and really try to mess these guys up. Right, so on this map we've been making good progress. I think I'll switch out one platoon here, and in general, continue off as we've left off here. Probably, actually, you know what? I'll switch out 2 of the crocodile tanks for some of those Churchill V tanks if we still have any left, because they seem to be the more effective type with the heavy gun on top. I'm checking this middle tile here. Unfortunately, to me, I mean, the tank combat inside the close combat line of games seem to be, I'd say, kind of iffy in the sense that it's really down to an arcadey version of what would usually happen. But overall, I think we'll just take these units and we will go for it and see how well we can do. So I mean, in this map, we made quite a lot of advances here, and the map on this this battlescape, as you can see here right now, it's kind of hard to see, and this is intentional. It's just in general meant to simulate the nighttime area there. It would be nice indeed if they had a way to disable it, but I think coming from the previous games, they just decided to keep it. So currently, I mean, being 2 a.m. inside the morning and all, the map will have this shade of just darkness around it. However, I believe during these night battles, no matter what, you get this support power here, in which you can fire off a flare to get rid of that the darkness in at least some areas for some time. Right, so we'll try to go for a pretty standard deployment, and in general we'll try to make some more progress here and hopefully capture a lot more territory. So let's begin the show. Ooh, that is right next to each other. Right, so unfortunately it looks like this battle will be a tad more difficult to see. That's just, well, a side effect, of course, with how how YouTube decides to encode their videos, and of course, just in general, how the game does its little explosions amongst other things, or it does its graphics amongst other things. So right, that's that's one thing. But let's see whether or not we can get the show on the road here and move forward and really hopefully cap off some of these locations. Right, so we'll send troops into these guys. This sprint section should probably get started on shooting. That is some very, very deadly mortar fire coming down, though. I see these ersatz infantrymen entering this town. Hopefully we can take them out. And we'll see what we can do here. This sprint squadron is getting pinned down quite heavily inside that house there. I see some fire coming from the house. Though I think this orchard area is quite heavily contested. We'll see what we can do there. What I want to do right now is I want to get this Churchill Crocodile into the fight. You know, it looks like our PIAT guy is making a charge here. Evidently he doesn't seem to mind our own guys shooting at him, which is fine. And it looks like somebody's throwing grenades in there for sure. Chester is his buddy is unfortunately killed, and that is what's supposed to happen. A little illumination flare drop is available. Inside the previous games, it'd show up much more brightly. It would actually just switch it from, say, day to night, pretty much. Although currently, it looks like it just it still. I want to say that there's some sort of filter on the map right now that makes it deliberately slightly blurry. Oh, and I think we're seeing a mortar relay over here. Now, I believe what this illumination flare does is that A, it makes, of course, units more visible, but B, it should actually make troopers a tad a bit more accurate as well. Let's see whether or not our tank here can see those troops and put some shots down onto them. There we go, we'll get them to do that. It looks like this ad hoc infantry squad is disabled or killed, so I don't have to burn them out. So I get those infantrymen to move forward. And let's see what else we have here. 2 squadrons inside the middle of the map, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to run out. I'm going to get the HQ squad to cover them from the building, and I want to try to take East Orchard over here away from the axis here. Ooh. Oh, I see. This was a this thing over here was I want to say it's an infantry gun, meaning that it's technically a piece of artillery, at least in my definition of an infantry gun. Although these things are technically, I think, artillery slash just cannons really that you use in direct fire. So those things are kind of neat. But overall, it looks like our infantrymen took them out. Unfortunately, the mortars or another infantry gun managed to smoke the rest of the line's troop over there. Nonetheless, though, it's actually kind of impressive that they managed to blow up that gun from such a far distance away. But I think the game just relies on the whole boom explosion icon for everything. Right, so that's one thing. In the meantime, let's try to advance and let's really try to move forwards here. And I think I'll get the crocodile tank to move forwards first with its flamethrower. It should just be able to burn everything that's in our way, at least inside these close quarters bocage areas. There we go. Overall, so far no resistance, at least for... Ooh! Or I should take that back. The sprint section isn't taking any fire though, but that is quite a threat. Luckily, we do have a PIAT, a Piet squad available here. I'm going to see whether or not I can charge that Panzer... Or no, actually no. I'll get them to sit still for now. Those infantrymen will rip up that single AT troop right there. Hopefully with the tank and all, it'll... hopefully the darkness will cover our infantry here. I'm not really sure how the game does spotting with the AI and all. Because in most strategy games, when one unit on one side figures out where the location of enemy forces, the entire group of them figure it out, but in some games like, say, Combat Mission, doesn't happen. And the thing I'm worried about is, oh yikes, there's another tank over here. That is a really long flamethrower. How far is that actually? That's almost... Yeah, 70, 80 meters, wow. Oh, that's what's actually a command infantry squad, so those guys must be all dead by now. Right, so I'm not liking this tank crawling up over here, but it's probably not getting over those bocage or hedgerow lines. It looks like something's shooting at my infantrymen coming from over there. Oh, actually, yeah, the Axis have quite a lot over there. Right, so in that case, let's get some more of our troops in here and firing. And inside the meantime, I want to see what we can do about the tank inside the orchard area here. So the PIAT guy should be able to fire off his round, where the tank spots him instantly and shoots his shot off. That's fine too. But it looks like, yeah, we managed to hit the the Panzer IV here with our Churchill. Churchill also spotted it. And if my Steam icons disappeared, it would show you that it's wounded or damaged there. But anyhow, easy battle there. Let's see, losses are pretty good. Overall, let's see what happened. Axis morale broke. It looks like, yeah, the Axis battle group retreated off the strategic map and must regroup overnight. So it looks like they'd come back sometime, but perhaps they'd come back on a different reinforcement arrow. So this area, for intents and purposes for now, is cleared. Again, this is, the operational game is something that I'm not terribly sure of, especially with the new rendition of close combat games. So I think what I'll do here is that I'll keep this division here for now, let them regain cohesion, fatigue, and ammunition, and I'm going to move them away, but keep them around just for one turn in the future turns here, just to monitor this reinforcement path and see whether or not the enemy troops will come from here again. Now, going back to the game, we have a tank-heavy battle to fight now, bringing in the second Fief and Forfar, Yeomanry, and it looks like, yeah, they have a ton of these tanks, so this will be quite useful. And let's see. Trying to bring in as many Sherman Vs over here, and in general, I think this will be a Actually, come to think of it, this might not be such a straightforward battle, because our enemy here has a whole bunch of infantry, which will require some pretty good spotting. But at the same time, I think we have enough infantry just to pummel them with fire to get rid of them like such. Right, so what I think I'll do here is I'll start the battle. We've deployed with a few scout groups, amongst other things. And we'll just see how it goes, really, because it looks like a lot of the map right here and there aren't exactly under our control. Oh, and yikes, we can't actually deploy inside these isolated areas either. So let's see. I think I'll get the Bren groups here onto the walls. And in general, we'll just try to stack as many tanks forwards as we can. Let the infantrymen figure out where the enemy are, and let the tanks move forwards here. And now, I really want to hope that I hope that this orchard area is cleared from last battle, or else this will go terribly wrongly. But we'll see how this goes, and I'll get our infantrymen to make a few bounds. And we'll try to move forwards like that. And in the meantime, what I'll do here is that I'll get the tanks to move through the fields because they're less vulnerable there. And in general, I'll get them to sweep the map because, as we saw back there, I know it's kind of gamey, but we saw that the Axis forces will not have any anti-tank potential at long ranges. Right, so they're going to do that. Unfortunately, it looks like I forgot that there's no southern entry or exit point for vehicles on this side of the map. So unfortunately, these tanks are kind of stuck inside this bocage area. But nonetheless, I mean, I think we have more than enough tanks to take down a few infantry units for sure, though. But we'll see how that goes.
Area secured.
My main concern is inside these fields here. Some of these cornfields and crop fields, they're coming from a top-down perspective. They look like they're flat areas with very little cover. But as you see here, these cornfields actually say they're great cover, so I'd assume that they have some pretty high, or rather they're ripe fields. So, you know, they have stuff inside them, growing stuff inside them that's able to hide infantrymen. Right, so no contact so far. That's good. Or bad, depending on how you look at it. Infantrymen are moving up. Some of them are unfortunately already winded. Oh yikes, and this yellow field area is also one giant solid piece. That might be troubling.
Redeployed.
But we'll see. Right, so far nothing. This yellow field is evidently poor cover, so I'd assume that we should be able to see right through it. And with that said, I'll give our tanks here some quick orders to move here.
In position.
Get some of these infantrymen to just shimmy down the line here. And we'll see how well we can secure this area before moving forwards. How are these tanks going? They are slowly trucking it forwards. So overall, things are, yeah, no contact just yet. And I wonder where the Axis troops are over here. I think I'll send these scout teams on sneak orders, so they will move slowly, and likewise over here. Just simply because we're accumulating a lot of winded troops, which might not be the best idea for, say, actual fighting, especially since we have a very limited amount of manpower. Over here, I mean, inside these fields, if we take over shooting areas on these hedgerow locations, we should actually be able to have pretty good lines of sight here and there. Oh, and what has happened? Enemy forces have evidently dropped a flare somewhere. Oh, and there we go. We've sighted the first enemy unit here. So some Panzer Grenadiers heading to the forests. I'll get one of my Sherman V's here to hopefully take a hedgerow location, one that will allow them to cover that line of sight. And we'll see what we can do about that situation over there later on. In the meantime, these tanks are going to advance and hopefully take firing positions along this hedgerow here. So let's see whether or not the tank here can hopefully see through that hedgerow. And there we go, it can shoot at it, it's going to turn, and it's going to... no, it's not going to fire, they just blinked out of sight. Come on. Looks like they're showing up at times, and at other times they're just not. There we go. There, so they're firing. This tank can see them now. Looks like these guys are charging the tanks or doing something. That's really weird. I hear some of the melee fighting. What is it? What happened there? They suicide bombed my tank or something. What? That's that definitely puts a new term on Blitzkrieg, I guess. Right. So these Sherman tanks really need to boogie if the AI's plan here is to just charge my tanks with their infantrymen. Really surprising, but okay, I guess. Wow, that is something that I did not expect at all. Right, well, unfortunately, it looks like that area will just have to tough it out. In the meantime, I'm going to get these tanks to hopefully sweep through the flank here and provide support. The thing is that I'm not too sure if tanks can actually go through these tree or rather forested areas all fine and nicely. Let's see. Well, at least looks like one guy out of that vehicle crew survived. So that's, oh no, two. There we go. We see some more Panzer Grenadiers. They're also running this way for some reason here. Whole bunch of these Panzer Grenadiers are just showing up here. I'd really like it if my tanks had a retreat order here. But I mean, from the looks of it, they're still doing pretty good damage. It's just that, unfortunately, they're taking losses in slightly larger numbers that I'd like. That's a lot of people at one time. I'm going to use a flare here, so hopefully we can get some better accuracy on them. And I'm going to see whether or not our tanks here can hopefully just get up here while they're still prone on the ground and not charging us. And hopefully sweep them out here. Man, this is a really strange battle on both sides here. Well, at least our tanks are absolutely ripping out these guys just as badly as their MG42s seem to rip our guys up. Oh, and what over here? Ooh, one squad over here as well. I'm gonna issue them a short movement order to that direction. Hopefully they'll turn. Oh my god, when I want these tanks to retreat, they won't, like, or drive backwards, they won't. But when I issue them orders to move forwards or turn their tank forwards, they do not do it. Right, we'll have to do this the alternative way. It's just, it's much easier to use one of these movement orders to do that, but I guess it has its intended or unintended consequences there as well. And ooh, yanks, we're losing more and more of these scout teams here. Rather unfortunate. We'll see what we can do here, though, about hopefully pressing forwards here. Namely, let's see whether or not we can get a few tanks on this area as well. Hopefully they'll be able to see their mortars or something from over there. Right, and let's pull up that handy dandy, where is it? Unit, list. Nope, that's not it. Fine, we'll do it through the map. Yeah, I only have 2 scout groups left, so that is definitely not a lot of combat potential. And from the looks of it, there's still one German squad over here that we'll have to deal with. So we'll send those guys forwards. And for this scouting team over here, I'm going to get them to run forwards and see how well they can do. And there we go. Tank found them. It's opening up on them. From the sounds of it, you've taken down 2 people. And, ooh, that is not good either. Made some contacts over here as well. So I think I'll get these guys to reposition.
Sir, enemies offer to ceasefire.
And from the looks of it, this is two squads over here.
Redeployed.
And finally, our tanks from over here are arriving, so I'll get them to sweep the area.
Target eliminated.
And let's see, what's this? We found one more tank. Oh, are you kidding me? They're already buzzed down? Oh, that brings up that. Nope. There we go.
Scratch one.
Oh, wow.
Position.
What are these? Oh, wow. Something really mowed down that Panzer Grenadier squad here
Position.
in a absurdly small amount of time. Right, so I think that'll be all for this area for now. And let's see how we're doing up here. Right, so 2 Panzer Grenadier squads dead. I'll take that. And we'll send this tank down here. We'll check out the situation on this flank. Let's see. A few more enemies over here. We can do that. Come on, tank, fire.
Area secured. In position.
And they actually fired off, or someone fired off a smoke round over here. It's interesting.
Sir, enemies offer to ceasefire.
Oh, yikes. Oh. What did we lose here? Firefly VC went down the road right here.
In position.
Oh,
In position.
not terribly sure about that, but I think we'll call a truce right here. Not really sure what took out that Firefly VC, but there might be 1 or 2 more German soldiers just hiding inside the bushes over here with a some sort of Panzerfaust or something. Maybe that's it. Right, but anyhow, I think right now it won't be, or no, it might be worth our while to go forwards even more, but I don't want to lose any more tanks, especially inside this narrow hedgerow country. So, let's see. No, that's not going to hit him. Something's also firing on our recon squad, evidently, as well. Oh, I see. It's a flak gun. Is it? Yeah, that looks like it's a... There's a flak gun hidden right here. Or at least what I think is a flak gun. And when I say flak gun, I don't mean the flak 88s. I mean things like a 2 cm flak gun or 20mm flak gun. A lot of aircraft carry, or anti-aircraft and aircraft carry these things around. Oddly enough, though, I don't think it's able to penetrate the tank's side armor. But then again, like I said, I mean the ranges for the close combat line of games are really, really small. So, overall, that's another battle, and I think we'll end this video right here. But we trade 2 vehicles, about, I'd say, like 8 people, for right around 30 or more kills for the enemy. So, well, I'll take that. And, I mean, we also gained quite a lot of land here as well. And hopefully we might be able to push these guys back even further. We'll hopefully grab the point 100 hill here and isolate them and destroy them like such. But anyhow, I think that'll be for later, and for now we will continue off to the next battle.